Today, I'm stepping away from the usual property tips and strategies to share something quite personal. It's the story of how a book, a relentless mother, and a burning desire to create a meaningful legacy propelled me into the world of property investing. This journey is about family, fear, finding your tribe, and the relentless determination to build a life that truly matters. Picture this. I'm 14, wearing my best "I'm too cool for this" scarf as my mom shoves a copy of Rich Dad, Poor Dad into my hands. She has always been fascinated by wealth creation, the kind of person who clips those entrepreneurial articles from the paper. To be honest, I rolled my eyes. Getting rich seemed like a lot of work, but something about that book, with its stark contrast between the employee and the investor, it left a mark. I'm not marketing the book, by the way. It's just something that helped me when I was a child. Sure, I wanted to get a good job, a comfortable life, but the thought of being trapped on the 9 to 5 treadmill for decades made my skin crawl. Property, on the other hand, had a sense of permanence, of building something that could outlast me. It wasn't about fancy cars and mansions, it was about security, freedom, and the potential to leave something tangible for my future family. My mom, bless her heart, even got me into some stocks as a teenager. It was a way to learn, she said. Well, let's just say this particular bank did make it, and neither did our small investment. A tough lesson, but strangely, it didn't extinguish the property dream for me. Instead, it was a reminder that investing is about the long game. Years went by filled with unusual milestones. University, my first real job, climbing that corporate ladder. In the background, that property goal was always there, always present, but pushed aside by daily life. There was a feeling that something was off. I just kept working and working, but not really making progress financially. It hit me with full force watching my parents as well. They'd played by the rules, worked tirelessly, built successful careers, yet here they were, nearing retirement age, still bound by financial obligations and worries. I couldn't help but think, is this my future too? Will decades of work leave me in the same position, sacrificing precious time and energy without ever truly reaching the level of freedom I crave? Settling for ordinary is the most unglamorous form of self-destruction. I realized I wasn't content with a good life. I wanted a life of impact, of choice, of leaving a legacy that went beyond just providing for my family. Then came the biggest game changer of all. My son, holding that tiny, perfect being in my arms, ignited a sense of responsibility unlike anything I'd ever known. Oh, you can see me light up, right? It wasn't just about financial security anymore. It was about building something that would support him, his children, and generations beyond. A life where I could be fully present, not just physically, but with my time as well and resources to truly nurture our bond and shape his future. The fear, of course, was still there. Fear of the unknown, fear of failure. But the thought of letting that fear dictate my choices, of settling for a life less than what I envisioned for my family, was far more terrifying. As Eleanor Roosevelt famously said, do one thing every day that scares you. It was time to put those words into action. Sometimes the biggest push comes from an unexpected source. For me, it was a casual catch up with some friends. They were going on and on about how impossible, this particular business was, listing every potential pitfall. This was a venture my husband was trying to get into at some point. Their negativity was like ice water, guys. In that moment, I realized these weren't the people I wanted to surround myself with. Not if I actually wanted to achieve anything big. Their limiting beliefs weren't mine, and I wasn't about to let them become my reality. It was the kickstart I needed to finally say, enough excuses. I'm making this happen. I don't want to be like those people. That's when I started diving deep into the world of property, devouring books, attending seminars, and seeking out mentors who were already walking the path I got. Some training, paid training. It cost a lot, but I knew it was going to be worth it for me. Naming my property business after my son was a constant reminder of my why during those late nights of research and those moments of doubt. It's been a wild ride to say the least. Moments of exhilaration followed by setbacks that made me want to chuck my laptop out of the window, but quitting was never an option. I was in already, in deep. The image of my boy's future also kept pushing me forward. I started sharing my journey online, the wins, the struggles, and the lessons I was learning. That's when something amazing happened. I found my tribe. People who believed in building something extraordinary, who weren't afraid of hard work, and who celebrated each other's victories. This supportive community has been absolutely invaluable to me. Find your tribe. So, I want to ask you, what's the dream you've been putting on hold? Maybe it's property, maybe it's something else entirely different. What's that deep-seated desire for a life beyond the ordinary? And more importantly, what's holding you back? Is it fear? A lack of knowledge? Is it the wrong people in your corner? I believe with all my heart that we have a duty to ourselves and to the people we love to live up to our fullest potential. Don't let your dreams stay dormant, waiting for some magical day that everything is going to be perfect. And as the saying goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. This channel is about learning together, supporting each other, and demystifying the world of wealth creation. Let's build a community of action takers. What's the biggest thing holding you back right now? Drop a comment below. Maybe the answer you need is already within this amazing group of people. Remember, the most important step is the first one. Whether it's taking that course, making that connection, or finally putting that deposit down, every small step towards building your legacy counts. I know this was a longer video than usual, but I hope my story resonates with some of you. If there's one thing I want you to take away, it's this. Don't let fear, doubt, or the comfort of the familiar rob you of the life you truly deserve. You have the potential for greatness within you. It's time to unleash it. As always, thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one.